All right, let's hope the fog gets away fast too. Again, not my favorite thing to forecast because it is so tricky and it can ebb and flow so fast. And while it looks incredibly foggy right there at Riverfront Park, as I was scanning all the camera images along I-90, it did that thing where one camera was clear, the next was very foggy, the next camera was clear. So I can only imagine what that's like driving along I-90 right now as you just encounter these waves of fog from 1 mile to the next. Fog is just going to do that, and it will continue for the next several hours. Very patchy, but very heavy fog all morning long here. And if you're stuck in it, it is going to be quite cold, as it was yesterday. So as I first of all watch the visibility reports, it's a quarter mile around Deer Park, Spokane, and Coeur d'Alene. But remember, this is the airport's observation, and it flipped from quarter mile to 3/4 mile to 1/4 mile in the span of the last 10 minutes. I have these observations in front of me, even in between each of these weather hits, and to see it go back and forth, it's like, whew, here we go again. So foggy at minimum patchy, but it is pretty intense. I try to pick out a couple of these camera spots that were some of the foggiest over in Coeur d'Alene. That's just I-90 right there. You can't see the road. You can only see the headlights. Maybe just a shade better at that Trenton-Hamilton intersection. Again, looks very foggy and also quite damp. Obviously, this is a freezing fog at the same time with our current temperatures in the 20s and 30s right now. For me, I actually had to scrape my windshield of the a bit of frost that collected from the fog and overnight. So now we do have dense fog advisories. Again, not sure why we didn't have this yesterday, but similar story today. Just low visibility with the freezing fog in the region. Now, the advisories do go until 10 a.m. I have a feeling that it will get expanded beyond that hour because like yesterday, I think the fog is going to stay all day long this time. And that just means it's going to stay cold all day long where that fog is, of course, occurring. And that's going to have a big impact on temperatures. Look at this, 33 in Deer Park, 34 Spokane, 34 Newport. Those are cold temperatures because we're not going to see that sunshine. Just can't cut through that fog layer. But the difference is that if you get some sunshine, you'll get into the 40s, 43 in Pullman today, where I've mentioned this before, but you're actually kind of exempt from the fog talk. So yeah, very foggy basically all day long today. And we'll finally see those foggy impacts kind of let up leading into the weekend.
And now, the KREM 2 Weather Impact Snow Report, sponsored by Schweitzer, the region's largest resort.
Well, looking like it's going to stay calm through this weekend, and if you want to see sunshine, head up to the mountains because you're quite literally above the fog and above the clouds. You'll find at least some solid bases at around 15 inches. Plenty of early season packed and groomed conditions on the slopes today.